the forward hatch on my 131, and I've developed a leak right here, but that's okay because I plan to replace this piece right here with the new plexiglass that I use for the side windows, and I want to put a Marinco Solar Fan right here in the middle. So the first thing I've got to do is to get it off. I'm just going to use a razor blade around the edge. And loosen it. Then I'm going to put it on a piece of craft paper and make a stencil of it, make a pattern. Then I'm going to put this back on temporarily, get the new piece made with the hole cut for the Marinco solar vent, so that when I come back here, I'll take off the old, put on the new. So that is the plan. Okay, so this is a 1984 Hunter, so you can imagine this window has not come out in 37 years. So going around the edge wasn't too bad, but I can tell right now that it's sealed right here on these cross pieces as well. So I've got to be careful when I'm doing that. So that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, I took the razor blade out. And I cut around both sides of the caulking, and then I used a screwdriver to run along the edge, and I've been able to get most of the caulking out. A little bit more right there, for example. But I can tell right now that the place that's going to be hard is going to be to get it off of these two braces that are under the window. I started to pry it open a little bit, and I did get a little hairline crack, so I stopped. Because I'm still trying to get this off in one piece. Okay, I was able to get the piece off. It's intact. I did put quite a few hairline cracks around it, but of course this is not going to be used permanently. This is going to be put back on here temporarily, but mainly I'm going to make a template out of it. And I know I want to put the solar fan right here in the center. So I'm still working to clean it up. I'm using, what I like using is just the Goo Gone. I have used some of the acetone as well, and I've used razor blades, and I've used a flathead screwdriver. Parts of it I've got pretty good and clean right here, so I want to get all of it nice and clean before I put the new piece on. And this is the old piece right here. I don't think that's even 1/4 inch. I think that's 3/16. I'm going to put 1/4 inch on there. And I've started to remove, this is right over the cabin. So I've started to remove this once again using a razor blade. I've got a scraper, and then I'll use a flathead screwdriver to gently pry it up. But right now I've just started to tear the caulking off like this. And then once I can get something underneath, I'll probably pick a spot where it doesn't look like there's as much caulking glue, maybe right there, and try prying it open right there. I found that if I use the side of a scraper, it seems to kind of pry it open a little better than other things. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to continue to use it at an angle. Okay, I have been able to get the scraper underneath it. So I'm just going to try to work this around as many places as I can to cut through that binding. So I used the razor blade, I used the edge of the scraper, and now I've tried to get this up underneath it. So I'm going to continue to use this process here to get the plexiglass off this center hatch. The hatch is still good. And I'm a little bit out of breath, but I was able to get it off. Took me a little over half an hour. The best thing that worked was being able to get this paint scraper underneath one edge and then being able to work it around either on the outside or I was able to down on the inside. So I was able to get this off. Didn't even get a hairline crack on it. So now I'm going to make a template out of this. And of course I need to clean this one up just like I did before. Now what fits? A 4-inch Marinco fan will not fit. You might be able to just barely be able to squeeze one in, but I wouldn't try. You need 6 inches from here to here for the 4-inch. You need 5 inches for the 3-inch fan. And I'll put the measuring thing on it and I'll show you what I mean. Alright, when you get the Marinco, it says you need to make a 4 and for the 3-inch you need to make a whole 3 3/4 inches. And for the 4-inch, you have to make it 4 3/4 inches. All right. The distance here to here is 5 and what is that? 5 1/4. And the same there. 5 1/4. You need just under 5 inches for the 3-inch fan. So that's why I don't recommend, if you're going to put a fan on this 131, you've got to get the 3-inch fan, not the 4-inch Marinco fan. It's not the size of the hole, it's the size of the backing plate that you've got to accommodate. And that is an inch bigger than the hole, so 4 3/4 inches. So you are able to put a 3-inch fan on the center and on the forward hatch on the 131. So I'm going to make a template for this. I'm going to clean this all back up, and then I'm going to put this back on here until I can get the piece made. I'll tape it down, make sure it's water secure. So that's the next step. Both of them are off, and that you get a good charge in before you start running the fan or running the light. So you can actually do this in, at your own house in your backyard while you're waiting to get back to your boat and make the actual install. Okay, I'm here on Windy Daze working on, this is the center hatch cover, and I made a pattern out of it, and this is the pattern I made. And of course I needed to make the hole off center because there is a center support right here. Now I can put the solar vent this right here, and there'll still be room even when it opens for it to clear, or I can put it at the top. I'm leaning toward the top because that's more in the center part of the cabin. Now, I went to Norva Plastics, which is the same place that I went to get my plexiglass for the side windows. And I've already had that made, and already have the hole. Now, they call for a 3 3/4 inch hole. I went ahead and told them 3 7/8, just to give me a 1/16 more clearance all the way around. Okay, I've used the Goo Gone and scraper. So I used regular paints. I used a regular paint scraper, flat edge, razor blade, Goo Gone. I feel like I've got it about as good as I can get it. This is the top hatch. And one thing I will mention, this is the piece that came off. This was 3/8 inch plexiglass. What I got was 1/4 inch. This is 1/4 inch is what I got for the windows, the large window. The large window, and then I went ahead and did the smaller windows as well, the same way. So all of that is 1/4 inch plexiglass. It needs some cleaning, I realize. But I did 1/4 inch plexiglass. So before I actually start to install it, first thing will be to put the high bond tape down. Of course, I'll clean it and just make sure it's good and dry, and then I'll start to apply. Then I'll do the alcohol, and then I'll start to put the VHB tape down. I'm going straight to the alcohol swabs. Now, they give you some in with the VHB tape, but I went in and bought some too, just little ones. So I'm going to wipe this down at least 3 times with alcohol before I go ahead and start putting down the VHB tape. It cleans it and it dries quickly, and be ready to put the VHB tape on. Okay, I'm about to apply the VHB tape. First thing I do is just kind of run my finger over it, make sure it feels good, ready to take the VHB tape. Feels good. So I think I've got a good surface.